meditative state of cycling. At first, you look down and what you get to see is just your front wheel going round and round on the concrete floor. And you pull yourself short and you just think, do you know, for the last 20 miles or so, I haven't got a clue what scenery I've passed. Don't remember any of it because your mind just drifts into past life. Things that happen to you that you've never really thought about, but you remember them in such detail. It's like, it's unbelievable. I remember sitting with friends and people walking exactly as it was. It's all still with me. And when the book was talking about finding a walled environment where there isn't prying eyes, and ideally you need to be completely isolated in order to reach that state, it reminded me of being in solitary confinement in high security prison. The time I spent in solitary, there was no windows in the cell. The exercise yard was a cage within a stoned walled environment. It wasn't particularly big, maybe 15 paces by 7 paces. So you were completely cage lined. But after, I think I spent maybe 4 weeks in there, after fighting or something. And I found it, when it was over, I was quite disappointed to have to go back into the main wings with all the other inmates, because I'd gotten used to being used to not having to be conscious of who was around me or what others were up to. And I think it's the same with this motorway run. I don't have to focus in on the little villages around me and seeing what sort of reception I get from them. Be it, hello, Cambodia, which I adored, my Bob Geldof moments, to the Indochina communist part where no fuck would even look at me, and I just felt really downtrodden. But here, no, this is completely meditative state. Meditative. And that bloke last night, the ex-vet, that's all he was talking about, looking for karma. And he found it in the stars in the sky. Very much. But it all makes sense in a fucking nutty sort of way. And it's a beautiful quality that you can't always get, and you do need that. Hence, people who go to spas, go and whack a ball. Bored myself to death. Basically combing, as you know from the map, we're combing the Lao border here now. It's that hot. It's the only house round here. Nothing else at all. But I was just saying, I'm wiping my face, and no sooner as I put my glasses back on, and it needs wiping again. But I've tried to ride my bike. I've got it in a really low gear, much lower gear than I've ever had to use before. And I can't ride. I'm actually wobbling from side to side. I've physically dropped the bike twice in the last half an hour. I sat down before at the side of the road, but you just got to keep going. I sat for 10 minutes, but I can hardly hold on to the bike because there's that much sweat on my hands. Just drip, drip, drip. The hammock is out again, as you can hear, right at the base of the waterfall, which is nice. Who I'm assuming is the manager of this place. He's just come over and told me you can't put your hammock there. Okay, map reading time. That's my top destination. There's my compass. So we're going southeasterly. And there's confirmation of similar to what's written down. Wow. So I have it in English as well. But the signs are no good. Writing it down is no good. That's your information. Every time you go into a new province, you get these like, this guy's like King Kong. And you'll notice the changes immediately. There may or may not have been a gate here at some point. I think I'm her rabbit now. Still twisting up. Just stopped here because my battery's going on my iPod, and that's the first time it's ever happened, so I'm wondering if the connection to the solar cell has rusted up. Another school. I thought they were going to be looking towers then, over into the mountain, but no, just into the school. But I hope I have to get some sandpaper, I think, because it's definitely rusty, because I've got it attached to my camel pack, and where I fill it in with water, it's just where the Apple lead connects to the jack socket of the solar cell. Oh, stop and finish this bottle of Coke. I'm at that breaking point again. I've lost one of the wing mirrors. We're just cutting through some of the rocks now. Thank fuck. For Jesus. Yeah, I mounted my bike and just fell off it sideways. I shouldn't laugh. But everything seems to have moved a bit. And it's kind of put me off balance a bit, but I feel very lightheaded. I suppose it's now that Mother would say, oh, you'll have an accident. And she's not wrong.